Hi all. Thank you very much for joining in. Hi Saraswati, thank you. Hi. So while everyone is joining, I thought I'll give a quick introduction about Maunika. Maunika is a very close friend from Vriksham. So she is and she was Vriksham's customer. Eventually I got to know that she runs a page when she tagged us on Blush by Maunika, and since then I have seen her grow enormously well, on an organic way. She has grown so much on her clothing page, apparel page, by all the efforts that she has put in her Instagram page, in growing her business, in doing the customer service, in getting back to customers well, in finding new variety of clothes to introduce, in all her creativity that she has so far done. She also has sponsored clothes for Big Boss. That shows her level of the growth that she has had over the past years. Absolutely a person who I look up to. Definitely an account a lot of us can seek inspiration from. So today I actually thought I'll have a quick interview with her. There are going to be two rounds, just like every other time. 2 to 3 rounds we usually have, but 2 rounds today because the first round is going to cover a lot of question and answer session, where we are going to discuss with her on how she started this, what she holds or what she wants to say for people who want to start a clothing business, who do not have any experience in it, or how did she grow so much, how does she deal with a lot of things that happens to her on the page. A lot of things, as in there are a lot of positive things, there are a lot of negative things, both included. So we are going to discuss with her on all these aspects today. I have actually a list of questions prepared, 3 pages of questions prepared for her. Since the number of questions were more, I thought I'll restrict it to 2 rounds. The second round is always a surprise round. Hi Sadvika, hello all, hello to everyone who said hi. I'm just giving an introduction of Maunika that I would have missed saying hi to everyone. The questions are the question and answer session is going to be a very serious one where we get to know a lot of stuff. So the second round is a surprise round as always, where we'll have some fun, small fun, some 5 to 10 minutes, and it's going to be in English today, guys, because this topic is going to help a lot of people out there. So I thought I'll keep it in English. I know a lot of people DM saying why all these sessions are in Tamil and why isn't it in English. It would help us also. Sometimes, the people whom I have lives with are people who speak Tamil regularly and who are known among the Tamil circle. So that is why I have it in Tamil. But for people who would actually, the topic that we are going to discuss today is going to help anyone and everyone globally. So I thought I'll have it in English. I also have an exciting live session coming on Sunday, where for a change I am going to be interviewed, whereas I'm going to sit in the place Maunika is sitting today, and there's an interesting blogger on the other end who's going to do the interview. She's actually a very nice friend, and let's see how it goes. It's going to be completely about what Vriksham does and all on Sunday, but today let's just join with Maunika and listen what she has to say for us. So while she's getting added to the live, you guys can absolutely type in your questions. Hi, Monica. Hi.
Hi, Vaish. How are you?
I am good. So now that we have tested our audio, for people who joined in, can you guys let us know if both of us are audible without any echo or external sound?
Yeah,
Okay,
am
so
I audible?
yeah, you are audible. You're visible
Okay.
also very clearly. I hope I am
Okay.
also visible.
Yeah, you're visible very clearly.
Okay, Monica. So I was just giving a quick introduction about, I was just telling them there are going to be 2 rounds. So the first round is going to be a detailed question and answer round, where I have a
Okay.
lot of questions prepared for you. For all of us to know how you grew up this brand, how you are successful today and stuff. The second round is going to be a surprise round. It's a quick surprise round. You're going to have a lot of fun in it. So the first round, I just start right now. So a common question that I ask everyone and anyone who joined my life: how are you? How is lockdown treating you? Or what is the most funniest thing
or the craziest thing that you've done on this lockdown?
This lockdown is treating me really bad actually. It has
Okay.
taught me many things like how to deal without house helps. We are not used to it actually. Like any one of you. It is really dealing me with in a bad way. The funniest thing that I have done is I have recently baked a cake for my mom's birthday.
Okay, that's
They
that's
were
nice.
yeah, but they were really scared to eat it because they know how well I can cook it. But in fact, it has turned out good.
It turned out good.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
So you also celebrated your birthday very recently, right? Belated birthday wishes
yeah.
to you, Monica.
Thank you, Aish. Thank you so much.
And your husband baked the cake, and that cake was
Yeah,
really nice.
it was better than mine actually.
Okay. So getting on to some serious stuff. So how did your career actually start, Monica? As in I'm not asking as a fashion designer. As in you came out of college thinking you're going to be a fashion designer, or where did you start to work, and how did this entire career as such start for you?
I have always been a person who likes everything related to fashion. So I always wanted to pursue fashion designing since my childhood. So after
Okay.
completing my +2, I have asked my parents if I can join in fashion designing course, for which they apparently said no. Just like any typical
Okay.
middle class South Indian parent thought process will be like that. No, they are afraid
Okay.
of anything related to fashion or a fashion industry, you can say. So they
Okay.
didn't allow me to do the fashion designing after my +2. I have joined
Okay.
in engineering. So I have completed my engineering in computer science, and I even got placed during the campus selections.
Okay.
But I didn't took the job up. I again asked my parents if I can do the fashion designing course at least now, for which luckily they accepted and they said, okay, you can
Okay.
go ahead. So I have
Okay.
joined in Oak Institute of Fashion Technology, Bangalore. I have completed my diploma from there.
Okay.
So
That's
after
amazing.
that, after that, I immediately got married due to my mom's health issues. I immediately got married after that. So my
Okay.
career actually started only after getting married.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
actually quite impressive. Not all women say that. That's nice. That's
yeah.
nice. Okay. Okay. So that means whatever you're doing right now, you are completely an educated professional in that. What was the course that you did so that people can know about it? I'm sure there are married people who want to do something into fashion designing, but are being prohibited by their parents. But at least after marriage, they
Yeah,
can take
that's
up
obvious thing. Yeah.
a line as you. What was the course that you mentioned?
Yeah, it is the diploma in fashion technology.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
university or the college name is?
Oak Institute of Fashion Technology in Bangalore.
Okay.
It's yeah.
It is in Bangalore. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. But then I always have had, people ask me that question, so I thought I'll ask you. So there are so many things everyone sells online. There's so many things. There are even craziest things that are being sold online. But why clothing? You said you are more leaning towards fashion. You could have been a stylist. You could have done anything that's related to fashion. But why clothing specifically?
Because since my childhood, I'm used to it. My mom used to design my clothes. Whenever there is an occasion in our family, she would build a dress from scratch. I mean, from buying of the fabric, from getting embroidery done, from stitching, getting a stitch from tailors, everything she used to done. She used to done for me. So I'm used to it. It's not
Okay.
like something alien to me. So I always
Okay.
wanted to be in clothing side only. So that is why
Okay.
I wanted to pursue fashion designing also.
So it's also genetically there. So your
Yeah,
mom should have typically
yeah.
agreed.
Yeah, of course. She is way better than me actually. Still, till now, even nowadays I get the suggestions from her like color combinations and all. She suggests very well.
That's actually pretty amazing. And then your mom should have typically agreed to you doing fashion designing, right? Because I'm sure she would have been denied in her ages.
Yeah. But they were afraid of fashion industry. They don't have much exposure on fashion industry, so they are very afraid of it back then. But now
Okay.
they know in and out, and they were okay with it.
Okay, that's nice. So I want to ask this question. So everybody who has joined in, or everybody who's going to see this live later, a lot of people see the live later on IGTV, and we upload it on YouTube also. So a lot of views go by. So for people who are going to see this, they might actually know if you can answer this question a little better. As in, what are all services that you offer? What do you sell on your page, and how do customers reach out to you if they wanted to buy something from you?
If you go through our page, I concentrate mainly on handlooms because I basically like anything related to handlooms because the elegancy that you get whenever you wear it, it is unbeatable. If you compare with any other fabric, handlooms are the best. So I mainly concentrate on handlooms, and also I mainly concentrate on party wear. But in recent time, I started designing casual wear also, some casuals like frocks and all, because many clients are asking me to get some casual wear on the page. So I started designing them as well. So buying from the page is not a big thing. So you can just send a screenshot to us. You can DM us on Instagram, or you can mail us. So we'll get back at our earliest.
Okay.
So regarding the customizations and all, as of now we are not taking the full-fledged customized orders. We are concentrating on whatever is there on the page. We can customize them in any model that a person wants. If they want it to be a frock, or if they want it to be a crop top or skirt, we can design it in any way according to their preference.
Okay, so only Instagram page is it, or is there any other means or ways in which they can contact you?
I have Facebook page as well, but I am not active there. I just upload now and then. I'm active on Instagram and mails only as of now.
Okay, nice. Okay, so while you were at it, I actually did not plan for this question, but I thought I'll ask you, since you said handloom and handmade, so I thought I will ask you this question because I'm sure everyone will be able to relate to it. So during this COVID, I'm sure these artisans are the people, these weavers are the people who are suffering a lot out of this. So can you possibly elaborate as, how is the situation right now for weavers? How is the situation for a clothing industry right now in COVID?
It is actually very horrible for the weavers and also workers. They are not getting their daily wages paid. But for me, they are always like my family. I just can't leave them just like that. I have been working with this weaver since the start of the page, even before that actually. Since 3 years, I'm working with them because I just can't leave them like that. I always treated them as my family. So I went ahead and placed order whatever, fabrics that I might need in future. I just went ahead and placed order for those fabrics and I paid them. Without payment, they can't survive right now. So I just paid them, and even I paid daily wages to our workers also. Even the work is not going, the work has been not, we were not taking the work all these days. Even then I paid them. But I have very sweet set of clients who ordered in this lockdown period. I'm always indebted and always thankful to them. Without them, we would have, in very trouble, because it is not like I alone can handle, because I can't spend so much amount, paying wages to them, paying amount to weavers. I alone couldn't have handled the situation.
Correct. Even I absolutely thank my customers. So they were specifically my international customers, they were very sweet because they are the ones who never know when my orders will be, when their orders will be shipped from my page.
True, absolutely.
But they went ahead, trusted me completely and ordered on the website. And I'm actually very indebted to them because just like you said, even I was able to pay out. And this payout, every penny of it has come from the customers only. Though we absolutely take hard work in uploading, marketing and doing everything that we can in our page. Without these customers who order from us, without the followers who encourage us, without every penny that they pay, we would never have been able to pay anyone who are associated or dependent on us. Absolutely, I can agree on that, Maunika. So, I wanted to ask one more question, which will actually be useful for people who want to start a clothing line. So, how much was the investment in terms of money from your end for Blush by Maunika? So, if you say someone has to start some clothing line, what do you suggest in terms of monetary investments?
Yeah, to be frank, I haven't invested anything initially. I used to design for my friends and family. Whatever I used to design for them, I used to upload the same images on page as well. Whenever I get order, then only I'll go ahead and buy that fabric or saree, anything related to that order. So initially, I haven't invested a single rupee on Blush by Maunika. I have invested only after 4 or 5 months when I got rough idea like what fabrics people are preferring. That Sunguti dress was an instant hit for me back then. It was right after 4 or 5 months of starting with the page. It was an instant hit. So then only I started investing. My first investment was just 20 to 30,000. That's all. I haven't invested a huge amount on Blush by Monica back then. So you don't really, that is the plus point of online thing. You don't have to really invest a huge amount. If it is a physical boutique, you have to invest so much. You have to invest on manpower. You have to pay the rents, everything. But the plus point of online business is you don't have to invest anything.
Correct. We can go by orders. We can start very slow. We can sell them.
You can invest once you get some idea. You can invest later.
Correct. So once we sell them, we get the money, we rotate it. We keep rotating it again and again in terms of fresh materials. That's what you're saying. Amazing. That's how even I did. We're exactly on the same lines, Monica. I often tell you, right? We're a lot similar in a few things. So especially this one, I also invested 25,000 initially, and later it started building up. Once I sold that 25,000, further investments came by. Okay, nice. So when you wanted to start Blush by Monica, you came with the thought process that it's going to be an Instagram page and started building on Instagram. There was nothing else on your mind, is it?
No. I never thought of starting a page on social media. It was all the credit goes to my husband only. Initially, I was designing, as I said, I was designing only for my friends and family. I never thought of starting a page on social media because back then I don't even have a Facebook profile. Believe it, I never had a Facebook profile till then. All I had was an Instagram profile on which I used to upload 1 or 2 pictures occasionally. That's all. I'm not a social media freak or something like that. So when I started getting good reviews from friends and family, on our casual conversation, my husband asked me, why don't you start a page on a social media? I wasn't so convinced with that idea because I don't know how things work online. I always wanted to work for a fashion industry, any fashion firm. I was always wanted, but I never thought of being an entrepreneur, full-fledged entrepreneur. I never had that thought at all. So when he asked me, I was not so convinced with that idea. He asked me multiple times for that, which I haven't agreed. I don't know what ran through his mind. One fine day, he started the page and told me, I have started a page on your name. So whatever you do for your friends and family or even for yourself, just you keep on uploading those images on that page also. I have literally asked him so many what ifs. What if something goes wrong? What if we don't succeed? For everything, he listened everything patiently, and for all this, he had only one answer. See, let's just give a try. If it works out, it's well and good. Even if it doesn't, then absolutely fine. We can at least tell to ourselves, right, that we tried something.
Correct.
So he told me like that, and he's the person who started a page on Instagram. It's not me.
Okay, so he decided the name Blush by Monica, is it?
Yeah, he designed it.
Okay.
He decided
Super.
I would have chosen something very traditional name if I have got a chance of naming the page.
You don't get to complain. It's a big brand now, so you don't get to complain at all.
Yeah, I occasionally complain for what he said. That is my what you say, Hastavasi or no.
Okay, but
you got lucky. Yeah.
That is true. We all agree to him. We all support him, absolutely. You should tell him that. He should know that we all support him for the name he chose. But then I want to ask, once the Instagram page became successful, why not a website? Why didn't you go for a website? Do you mean to say just because you're customizing it to a certain extent, a website would not be? Do you say any clothing brands who customize, the website might not be very useful? This will actually help people understand if they have to invest on websites if they're starting a clothing brand and all.
Initially, we have no idea of starting a website because our Instagram page itself is just a trial, kind of thing. So we never thought of starting a website. So in recent times, I think starting a website is really necessary for me because I'm not able to handle so many messages which are coming on Instagram. I alone handle all those. So it's really impossible for me to handle those messages. So we are trying to come up with a website which will be going live by this year end.
Okay, super. That's actually big news. Blush by Monica is a website coming in 2020. That's big news. Okay, so again, I wanted to ask, I see a pattern in a lot of clothing pages that are big right now, who all started small like you, who are big right now across India. I know pages in Hyderabad, Chennai, whom I have interacted personally and worked with them as well, in Mumbai too. they all go on a certain pattern. They have an Instagram page, then they go for a website, and then they go for a physical shop. So, what is your take on it? Do you think it's a pattern and a series that everyone follows, and you might also have to follow it? It's a trend, or is it necessary, or does it have any real benefits?
No, I don't think it is a trend or something like that. That is the basic process of working. If you start investing at initial stages only, you don't know how things will turn out later. Because I don't think investing or going to with a physical boutique at first go is not good idea for me. According to me, opinions might differ, but according to me, investing so much at initial stages is not a good idea. We don't have any idea of starting a physical boutique as of now.
Okay.
Because everything is going smooth on Instagram. I don't find a need of starting a boutique. I don't really need a find of starting boutique. If at all I have to start a boutique, I'll choose Hyderabad instead of Bangalore, because most of my clients are from Hyderabad only. So I'll choose Hyderabad as my place for boutique.
Okay. That's actually a very, very, very key point in business. I personally have always felt when something is going well, do not alter from it. Once you try
exactly
altering the course, you unnecessarily tend to invest a lot, and it might backfire. It might go well, but it might backfire also. So we might have to take very planned decisions, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So I wanted to ask, since you have already studied, you've done a diploma, you are well equipped and stuff, but if someone who doesn't have any idea about clothing, who doesn't have any idea about stitching, if they want to come into a clothing business, if they want to start an Instagram business in terms of clothing, do you think a lot of learning about fabrics, a lot of learning about stitching, a lot of learning about people to employ, what are all the different learnings you would suggest for people who want to start something?
Yeah, I'll definitely suggest them to make a decent amount of research before starting anything, because there are many types of many quality of fabrics that you get in recent times. If you take Benares, you can find the richest quality to the pathetic quality of the same design, and everything will be same, but the quality will differ. So research is definitely required to start anything. They have to do research on fabrics. They have to do research on stitching. Stitching is the main thing for any clothing line. Without stitching, even if you provide good quality fabric and everything is nice, if the stitching part is not good, then everything will be going to trash. So you have to do good research on stitching as well. I'll suggest them never ship a dress without rechecking the measurements. That rechecking part is very important for any clothing page or any boutique, or you can say anything. It just hardly takes you 5 to 10 minutes, that's all, to recheck with the provided measurements. So it will really help in building your page or in your clothing line.
Okay. So on the same line, since you mentioned about different qualities of clothing, I thought I have always had this doubt personally. So buying clothing online, how do people check the quality? From the best quality to of course, price speaks a lot. If a Banaras is going to be sold at 500 rupees, we know it's going to be only one bit of Banaras. It's not going to be an entire fabric, which is understandable. But how do you identify, as a consumer, how do I identify?
Yes. So price is the main thing, because anything good quality will not come for cheaper prices. That's a basic thing anyone can know. So I would like to tell you one example. There is a one dress on my page which costs around 7,000 or something like that. I have seen the same dress on many pages for 1,500 rupees. I don't know what they'll provide for 1,500 rupees. It means I can even name the dress. It is a tissue silk dress, cream with yellow border one. If you can go through my page, you can easily find it out. The same thing they are selling for 1,500 rupees. Actually, some people came to me and told me that, ma'am, I have seen your pictures as reference pictures on so on so page. We thought that the quality will be at least somewhat similar to yours. We thought it is cheaper than yours, so we went ahead and placed an order, but the quality is really pathetic. So when we asked them what we have to do with this law, they just started arguing with us, and they blocked us on Instagram also. So what we have to do now?
Happens
I
a lot
always
of
tell
times.
that, I always tell them good quality doesn't come for cheaper prices. If it is coming for very cheap prices, if you see the Kanjivaram Pattu, it definitely costs you 30 or 40,000. There is
Correct.
same, sari and design, everything will be same. There are powerloom saris also, which you get for 2,000 or 3,000 rupees.
Correct.
There will be a difference.
Correct.
So based on pricing only, you can decide the quality of the fabric.
Correct. So, okay. So while we were at it, so how do you handle all your work with Blush by Maunika? Is it a very big team that you have, or please just speak to us about your team maybe to understand. If I start something tomorrow, if I am a person who doesn't own a business, if I want to start something, how big of a team do I have to expect if I have to handle the orders quantity like you do?
Initially, we were a team of only 3 members, me and one cutting master and one tailor, that's all. Now we are a team of 8 members. We have 6 members for the stitching part, and one person handles the shippings and all, and I handle the messages and mails and everything I handle. But I would like to tell you one thing. My workshop is in Kadapa. That's my native. My workshop is in Kadapa. I live in Bangalore. So most of my work, coordinating with workers, coordinating with the shippings and all, everything will be done on video calls only.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the challenge I face every single day actually. People often say that why don't you shift everything to Bangalore? But I have really talented and dedicated team here in Kadapa. They became just like my family. I just can't leave them behind and start everything over here in Bangalore. So bulk orders we handle from Bangalore. I have team in Bangalore also. Bulk orders, that means the ones we ship internationally for stalls and all, we handle them from Bangalore workshop.
Okay.
So to start off any clothing, you really don't need any team. A capable person, 1 or 2 person is enough to start any clothing line. Eventually you can build it.
Okay. Nice. Super. So, but then I also wanted to ask, immaterial of a talented team, immaterial of who we are and what clothes we design, the quality that we offer, immaterial of all this, there is so much competition out there. When you say fabric, when you say customized clothing, you say saris, you say materials, you say chudidars, anything and everything. With clothing line, there's too much competition. It feels as though like for every second minute there is a page that is being created on Instagram for clothing. There are resellers, there are wholesale sellers. So how do you handle, what is your niche point where you handle this competition, Maunika?
Competition is there in any industry. If you take any industry, competition is there. A healthy competition is always necessary. Without competition, you can't bring best out of yourself. So rather than seeing it as competition, I try to get inspired from them. I don't compare myself with any person or any other page on Instagram. I can see how better I can do. I'll concentrate more on that thing instead of comparison or competition thing.
Okay, this is actually a very nice answer. I personally would have said, I just get to do my work. I'll keep doing my work no matter who my competition is. But this actually sounds better. I derive inspiration from others is what you're saying. Very nice. That's actually a very sweet answer. I actually had written a question to ask about if your marriage came in between you and your venture. But after listening to you saying your husband is the one who created the page, I think I'm going to skip that question. But then, instead of marriage, I'm going to change that word and say children. So many women like kids. Even I love kids. All of us love kids. They're very cute, chubby, bubbly and all. But then when it's others' kids, when we have our own kids, it's a huge responsibility. So you have a kid. You have a toddler, in fact, who's going to be very active throughout the day.
3 years old.
And yes. So how do you handle the business with a toddler? Does it affect your business or your entrepreneurship or you moving forward?
Yeah, I don't think it really affects me. Actually, I can add up that my career started after being a mom only. My son was 12 months old when I started this page. It has actually started after being... Yeah.
I wouldn't have dared start a page if I had a baby on hand. Okay.
Your voice, I'm not able to listen. Your voice is cracking.
My voice is cracking. I am I have a full internet. My Wi-Fi is full. Is it still cracking?
No, it is nice. Yeah, you're audible
It's
now.
fine now. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying about the kid. So 12 months you create a baby. So
Yes.
has it ever occurred to you as in your child is coming between you and you moving forward in your career?
Never, never. He actually helps me a lot in packing, and whenever I write address, he gets me, Mom, you want pen? Mom, you want paper? Mom, drink some water. He actually helps me a lot.
Okay. But are you a
I
sweet
try to
child?
spend quality time. Yeah, he's very sweet actually.
Okay. So you're saying something. Go ahead.
If you ask me what is your mom, what your mom does, he'll say my mom writes address. That's what he'll say. Because whenever he see me, I'll be writing addresses or I'll be noting something on book.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So on the same line, as a responsible mom, as a caring wife, as a beautiful home caretaker, and you play a lot of roles. You're actually even a decor lover. You love doing the interior design of your house.
Yes,
So
yes.
there are a lot of things that you do in a span of a day. You answer to questions, you get your clothes done. So amidst all this chaos, how do you find your time? Meaning your me time. They say, right? My time. So how do you find? How do you establish that work-life balance?
I never compromise on my personal life because my child is very young. He's 3 years old. He definitely needs mother care. So I never compromise on that. I try to spend as much time as possible with him. I try to work whenever he sleeps. I try to work on that time only. So that is the reason.
Okay.
That is the main reason I'm not able to reply so many messages, and that is the main thing I usually hear from people, that Monica doesn't reply to the queries.
Okay.
So
Correct.
I'm still struggling to build that work and personal life balance. I think I'm doing okay, but my husband supports me very well. He takes care of household chores and all. He supports me very well. I should be thankful
Okay.
to him actually.
Absolutely. But why don't you hire a person who can answer? See, I get asked this question a lot. I have a different answer, but I thought I'll ask you also. What's your opinion? Why don't you hire a person who can answer your Instagram DMs and WhatsApp messages?
I'm not ready to share my credentials with any new person because my password and everything, we are just keeping in someone else's hand. If something goes wrong, if they abuse any client or if they do something wrong, it will directly reflect on me only. So probably Blush by Monica belongs to Monica. So if whatever they do, it reflects on me only. People don't listen. It is not done by me. It has done by some other person. People will not accept at the starting point. They'll blame me only. So I'm not ready to do that. That's the main reason I haven't hired anyone. My brother and my husband helps me sometimes when I have so many messages. They helps me in answering some of them.
Correct. Even I feel the
So I
same. I
think
feel
the website will be better than
correct. Website will be better than handing over
giving
the
credentials to some other person.
Correct. Even I feel the same. I also feel I enjoy talking to my customers. Though I haven't responded, I also do not respond. I get heard a lot that Vaishnavi doesn't respond on WhatsApp. But if you ask my husband and my in-laws or my mom, they'll have a different opinion. They say she's always on WhatsApp. She's always on Instagram DMs. That's because I keep answering, but I'm not able to meet the number of messages that come inside. Happens all the time. But I also enjoy talking to my customers. That's another reason I don't want to give up on the credentials to anyone else. Valid. So I also want to check with you on, I see up to you as a brand who has grown so well individually without much of a backup. So who is your inspiration, Monica? Who do you feel is like the guiding light? That person need not know you. Do not say it's family, please. Definitely not family, anyone from the family, anyone outside, but who's like a guiding light for you on a dark day.
Okay. Although you have asked me not to name anyone from family, to be frank, I can say it's my mom. Since my childhood, I have seen her designing my clothes. As I said, she's way better than me actually. She has been my inspiration always. I don't have anyone from other than family. I don't have any other person who really guided me in this field. It was always been my mom and my husband.
Okay. Not just in this field, Monica. Any person in Instagram or YouTube or Facebook who you look up to as in wow, this person is nice. Someone whom you daily
I
follow
look
or
up to
someone.
Madhulika Kapilavani from Margari Design. So she's a very sweet
Okay.
person. Whenever I feel low or whenever I'm depressed, I just go through her stories. They instantly cheer me up. She's a person with full of positivity and full of life. If you ask
I'll
me to
ensure
comment
to
from
pass the
Instagram,
message to her.
sure.
I'm
I'm a
not sure
huge
if she
fan
will
of her.
see. I'm not sure if she'll see the live, but I've been asking her to come for a live, and she's been saying she's camera shy for a live. I'll
Same
definitely
here,
pass
you
this.
can. This is my first ever live. I haven't been in live sessions till now. This is my first ever live. Since you have asked it, I said okay.
Okay. Absolutely. After the live, you'll hear a lot of comments, a lot of people saying that this was useful to them to start a business. It will definitely help, Monica. It's actually a good deed that is getting added to our profiles, nothing else. We both have endorsed each other a lot on our
I'll be
Instagram
very
pages.
happy if it. Yes. I'll
I
be
think there is
very
a
happy if it
lag
helps at
in
least one
talking
person. Yeah, I think.
because I talk and I guess it's reaching you a little late only. Not sure what is the problem with Instagram today.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, definitely you'll get to hear that because there are a lot of people out there who want to do something but who actually have the resources but who are not able to start something. As far as I know, we both have endorsed each other a lot on our profiles, and I don't think Blush by Monika's followers need introductions for Vriksham, nor Vriksham's followers needs introduction for Blush by Monika. We both have known each other a lot. So whatever we are doing today, it will definitely help people, or I hope it will definitely help people, Monica. So one funny thing that I wanted to ask: if you did not become a designer, who would you have become? I mean, what would you have become?
Definitely an interior designer. I wanted to
Okay.
study interior designing right after completion of my fashion designing. I wanted to study interior designing as well. I never thought of making it as career, but you would have seen if I'm not a fashion designer, you would
Yeah.
have seen me as an interior designer.
I know you love decor and you do it really well. You can still do it even with Blush by Monica is what I feel. You do it really well. I can see on your personal profile that your
Thank you
interiors
so
are
much.
very good. So you can absolutely pursue it even with Blush by Monica in place is what I feel.
Yeah, definitely I'll do that. That is my
Okay.
biggest thing in my bucket list.
Okay, that was my next question. So one thing that you would feel that is your lifetime milestone that you want to achieve. It need not be with Blush by Monica. It could be anything. A lifetime milestone. What would you say?
Yeah, that is what as just now as I said, I want to study interior designing. That will be my lifetime milestone or achievement, if you can say.
Okay.
I want to
Okay.
I want to pursue interior designing as well.
Okay, that's nice. So one more funny thing that I have included. So I get asked this a lot. A lot of people ask me, you sell beautiful jewelry. They say it's beautiful. I hope it's beautiful. But yeah, do you keep a lot of jewelry for yourself is what they ask. So I want to ask you, you design beautiful dresses. You make and give out beautiful dresses to customers. You get to keep a lot of them, is it?
To be frank, if you see on my page, there are pictures, right? I own almost all the dresses you see on page. I have them in my wardrobe as well. You don't believe
Okay.
in some dresses like Benares and Sungudi when I own in all every possible color. I just make them as skirts, frocks, and I own them almost all the dresses which you see on page. I have them on my wardrobe as well. So I'm
Okay.
still figuring out how to control that temptation and all, but I don't know I'll be able to do that.
Okay. That's actually nice. That's one thing maybe we differ. I barely wear jewelry, so I don't keep much of it. I keep very little things for myself. But it's actually very difficult to control the dressing temptation because you get to wear it daily. Jewelry is something you wear it
Yes.
occasionally. Very understandable. So one moment in your entire career where you have felt like, Monica, you achieved it. You did it today. What is that moment?
Okay, I'll share you one thing. Recently, we have been to Tirumala after my brother's wedding. We have been to Tirumala Darshan. So one girl was wearing a design from my page. I was looking at her. This design looks like from my page only. Right? She was staring at me. She was looking at me with a question mark face. Eventually, she started conversation. Ma'am, I bought you're from Blush by Monica, right? I said yes, I am. Ma'am, I bought this dress from your page only. I have referred to my friends and cousins as well. You are doing really great job, ma'am. I felt like wow, okay, I did something good. That's the point.
Okay.
Also, in Bangalore, whenever I go to malls or occasionally people recognizes me. Maybe that's because of my pictures doing rounds on every possible random page or on resellers groups. Maybe because of that, I don't know. People recognize me. That's what I can feel. I have achieved something in this career.
Definitely, definitely. So your word of advice for people who want to start a apparel line on Instagram or as a business, your word of advice.
So I can share you some things according to my experience. As per my experience, first thing will be quality. Never ever compromise on quality, because quality is the only thing that gets you repeated customers or repeated clients. Without quality, you cannot grow further in your field. So the second thing will be, never look anything in seller's perspective. Always they look at a dress or anything in customer's perspective. When you start seeing in seller's perspective, your ultimate goal will be to sell off that product. You don't think out of box. If you start seeing things from customer's perspective, just imagine, if I am the customer, will I be able to spend so and so amount on this particular product to purchase it? Based on it, maintain your price tags. So the third thing, pay your workers well, because I can stress you on this point, because when you pay your workers well, it definitely reflects on your work. Because if I don't, like, I can tell you an example. If it is very hard to work with me actually. I don't compromise on anything. If the neckline goes something like this also, I ask them to remove entire thing and stitch again. So they accept it because I pay them well. I never discourage them or disrespect them in payment thing. So they do it. It definitely reflects on your work. When you pay them well, it definitely reflects on your work. So these are the three things that I have learned so far.
Okay. So since you're saying that, quality and other things, definitely marketing plays a very good role in the brand growth,
Yes.
Monica. So that is, I think it's very essential for people to know that you have also brand marketed yourself well, the products well, the page well. So do you usually plan all the marketing and content for an entire year or for the month, or how does it, or you're the on the spot person? You go by the flow and stuff.
Yeah, initially I never planned. As I said, our page was just a trial basis thing. So whatever I used to design for myself or family or friends, I used to upload those things on the page. Recently, I have planned. Actually, now I have planned for next year, because I thought of bringing casual wear on the page, because many clients are asking me to design casual wear. So I thought of bringing casual wear on the page, and also website thing. So this is the year I planned ahead. So till now I just went with the trend. So whatever people are liking, I used to make them only.
Okay, so you also have a website planned, right, on the towards the end of it. That is also one of the things in your roadmap. But again, with the website, how will you be able to handle customization requests if anything comes by?
I'll leave, if you want to customize, if you want to get anything customized, reach us on Instagram. I'll leave instructions there how to reach us on Instagram, so they can reach us on Instagram for any customizations. If they want it as it is, they can easily go ahead and place order on the website.
Okay. So to just ask about a funny thing, one thing about you that none of us know, it's not there on Blush by Monica, it's not there on your personal profile. One thing about you, it could be anything, serious, funny thing, anything.
I'm very short-tempered. Only my family and friends know this. I lose my temper within seconds. Just like that, I lose temper and I'll start shouting at people. After starting this page only, I am learning how to be patient with people and how to control my anger, actually. That many people don't know.
Correct. So with customers, you mean to say you have learned a lot of patience in handling them and all. Of course, we can't shout to customers. They are our bread and butter.
No, never. There is a saying, customers are our gods.
Correct. Absolutely. Agreed. Even I have the same problem. I'm very short-tempered. I shout at my home to the peak of my voice. I don't show it, of course, in front of a lot of people. but I show it to my husband and my mom. But I have also learned that patience after talking to customers. That's actually very valid. So I wanted to ask a big question, but I've just divided into two sections. One is there's so much negativity in anything. So we do a lot of things, and online we try to do as appreciative as possible, meaning as good as possible. We try to bring in our creativity. We put a lot of efforts. But in spite of all this, there will always be negative criticism that comes. They are not valid criticism. They are negative criticisms that come by. How do you handle it, Maunika? And what word of advice do you have for people who crumble to this negative criticism?
I think the only negativity that I get on my page is Monica doesn't reply to queries. That I believe that's the only negative thing I have on my page. But the fact is, I do reply. I reply nearly, as I said, I reply nearly 500 to 600 messages every single day. Apart from coordinating the work with the workers, shippings, and taking care of the family, I have to reply these many messages. It's really not possible for a single person to reply those many messages. I agree that I miss some messages, but nothing is intentional. But what keeps me going is I'll get at least one good review every single day. Monica, I wore this for a function. Everyone complimented me. So it instantly cheers me up, and I forget all the negativity that I listen for the entire day. One single picture or one good compliment from a client will, instantly cheer me up.
Okay. So on the same lines, there will of course be it's been years since you started Blush by Monica. There will of course be days when you are extremely tired, or when you don't want to do any work, when you just want to laze around, when you want to be in bed, when you don't want to get up and do things for anything. How do you keep going? What keeps you going on Blush by Monica on these days?
Recently in December month, for entire month, I wasn't active on the page. We went on vacation. We haven't planned it actually beforehand. We just thought we have to go to some place. It's been a while since we traveled. So we just planned it, and just like that we went off. So for the entire December, I wasn't active on the page. It really showed a huge difference on the page. The Instagram how Instagram works, right? It works crazy when you are not active on the page. So it went really down on December and January. Again, I eventually built it. So people, what helps my page is word of mouth. Without word of mouth, my page is nothing. So I'm always indebted to my clients.
Okay. So you mean to say, if you're consistent about what you're doing, and if you consistently deliver it in good quality, eventually, even on those darker days, you'll always find light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So on the same lines, as I said, it's a bigger question. The second half would be, you were also talking about it quite a few times in this conversation. There is too much plagiarism going on, copying. People easily copying content, designs. They take the pictures, they even remove the watermarks. They now mosaic the watermarks also. They add something on top of the watermarks and use it. So what do you have to say for such plagiaristic, people, or what do you have to say about these acts of plagiarism?
I really had many sleepless nights regarding this thing. See, we travel 500 kilometers every week. Because I live in Bangalore and my workshop is in Kadapa, we have to travel every week 500 kilometers. We have to travel. We'll be having only one day to finish these photo shoots and everything. We will be having only Saturday. Again, Sunday we have to start back to Bangalore, because on Monday husband has to attend his office and my child has to go to his school. So within one day we complete everything. So whenever I upload a page on Instagram, within few hours, I can repeat this, within few hours, not within few days, within few hours, I will end up seeing them on reseller groups. They'll just strike the Blush by Monica watermark and they'll just forward it in all groups. It just takes them few minutes, few seconds, not even minutes, few seconds. For that one picture, we'll be working the entire day by traveling 500 kilometers. So sometimes I feel that why we have to put so much energy, so much effort and everything on this page to end up seeing some reseller groups or pathetic quality of it as a replica. So they'll use my pictures as reference pictures and they make replicas from it. They will be very pathetic. The quality and everything will be very pathetic. That's one thing I would like to say. before taking screenshots and striking off that watermark and forwarding it to other people, just imagine how much hard work that exact person would have kept in bringing that design, or how many people would have worked to create that design, how much hard work and how much time they would have invested in that design. If you think like that for even a second, that person will definitely will not do that.
Correct. Okay, even I face a lot. How much issues I face with plagiarism, people copying my images, people copying. We also take a lot of trouble. All the office work that I have from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I do not even cook. I entirely focus on taking pictures only. Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Friday, me and my husband can cook together and go to office. Saturday, Sunday, he only cooks, or my in-laws cook, or my mom cooks if she is here. So that's the amount of effort that we spend into photographs. My photographers come in. They're all paid pictures also, Monica, for me. But of course, I agree. Plagiarism is a very, very bad thing that is happening.
I should thank my clients, because many clients have, reported those such pages. Whenever they come across any such pages, they report them, and they'll come and tell, ma'am, we have reported such kind of pages. They really don't have to do it, but they take one step forward and they scroll such kind of pages. I'm always thankful to them for it.
Correct. So there are actually a couple of questions people are asking in the comment section. So if I don't answer, they might feel bad, and that's the point of the life, to know what they expect out of your brand as well. So there's people who are asking if you would introduce kids wear or men's wear. So there are a lot of brands who do couple, meaning I'm coupling with my kids. So my dress and my kids' kid are the same. So how about introducing that, Monica?
Kidswear is definitely in my list. Kidswear is definitely in my list, but I don't think I'll be doing menswear. But I'll definitely be doing kidswear, because I'm getting lot of queries lately regarding the kidswear. So I'll definitely be doing it.
Okay, nice. And then one more thing. This question is actually, it's not something that I ask everyone, but I thought if you can share your experience, it will help people build their business or build a new business. So one decision with Blush by Monica that you feel that was actually very unwise that decision was very unwise. It was not needed. So one decision that you took that you would probably say to people, that is a lesson that I learned the hard way. You guys don't learn it the hard way. Any such lessons?
By God's grace, I haven't came across any such instance till now. So far, I haven't come such situation till now. I hope it continues like that. I don't want to learn any new lessons, and I don't want to get any new shocks at this moment.
Correct. Okay. Saraswati, you're asking where her shop is. It's an online boutique, Saraswati. You can reach out to her on Instagram at Blush by Monica. She also has an email ID where she responds to all queries. She also responds to all DMs. Okay. So we are done with round 1. We are also at around 7:47. So quickly going to round 2. Round 2 will just take 5 minutes, and then we'll wrap up this entire session. So round 2 is, I have named it as my go-to dress. As in, I will give you a situation and you will give me a dress type which you will go for if that situation or occasion occurs to you. So for example, if I say weddings, so it will be Kanchipuram Pattu. Nobody can beat Kanchipuram Pattu for weddings. So similarly, I'll give you occasions and you tell me what is your go-to dress. Birthdays. Since you had your birthday recently, I thought birthdays.
Okay, for me, birthday should always give you that princessy kind of feel. So for me, birthday dress would always be one made of netted fabric.
Okay. Mehendi.
Mehendi, for me, flower jewelry is a must for mehendi function. Back then, my mehendi function was in 2015. It was just the flower jewelry trend was started just on that year. So mehendi, and I will say mehendi and one good gagra.
Okay. Gagra, nice. Okay. So if you're a bridesmaid to your close friend?
A crop top and skirt. Not so traditional or not so Western. A right balance of both.
Okay. Party at a club?
A little black dress.
Okay. Nice.
Diwali, something traditional, maybe Kanchi Pattu half saree or something like the traditional thing.
Okay. New Year Eve?
Yeah, depends on where I'm celebrating. If I'm celebrating at home, I would prefer something breathable. If I'm going out to celebrate, I prefer something made of velvet, maybe. You can say red velvet dress or something like that.
Okay, okay. Pregnancy.
Pregnancy for me, to be frank, only 90s for me. During my pregnancy, I haven't worn anything other than 90s. So
Okay,
if
they're
you're
very
talking to
comfortable.
me specific, yeah, they are very comfortable. If you're
Okay,
talking
okay,
about photo shoots, I prefer something which has huge flair to it so that I can take some good pictures.
okay, okay. A romantic date.
A red dress with an off shoulder.
Okay, that's nice. That's actually equally romantic. Okay, so day out with your child.
I can't think anything other than jeans and t-shirt because I have to run around him. I can't think anything other than that.
Okay, casual shopping day.
Some casual frock or again jeans t-shirt, jeans kurta, something like
Okay,
that.
okay, nice, nice, Monica. So we've come to the end of the round two. So round two is usually I prepare different things for different people. It was nice doing this round two with you. Thank you very much, Monica, for joining in today. It was absolute pleasure to have you. As you said, you haven't faced any, negative setbacks or stuff. You should never face it in the entire
Thank you so
tenure
much, Vaish.
of running Blush by Monica. May you grow bigger, higher, and better. And may all your customers always be happy with you. So the people who joined recently, you can reach out to her on her Instagram page at Blush by Monica. She doesn't have a shop yet in Bangalore or in Hyderabad, but she's planning to open an online website, guys. I can see a couple of you pinging, asking where her shop is. So this is the answer.
So thank you so much for having me, Vaish.
My
And also
pleasure.
people who joined, I really thank you all. I was a bit nervous, but please forgive me. This is my first ever live, so I was quite nervous. So thank you everyone for joining, and Vaish, especially you. Thank you for considering me for this live.
Absolutely, Monica. I couldn't see any nervousness. You answered everything patiently, and I'm sure it will help a lot of people. I'll be uploading this video on IGTV, so people will definitely watch it and they'll absolutely get benefited out of it. Thank you very much, Monica. I'm looking forward to work with you more as well.
Sure, Vaish, definitely.
Okay. Bye, Monica. Bye.
Bye, 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 everyone.
So thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining in. It was actually a very apt session, I would say, because in a lot of lives I tend to miss out on the time and I keep asking questions, and towards the end I've never been able to thank you people properly, and I've been working on my timings, and fortunately I was able to work on Ni's Kitchen, my previous live, and today's live as well. Absolutely a pleasure to have Monica here, and I'm sure you all benefited out of it. It will be uploaded on IGTV videos. We also have a YouTube channel wherein which we'll be uploading this soon enough. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube as Briksham Jewelry. You can also watch all our live videos there. We have all our previous live videos there. Of course, they are in Tamil, but unfortunately, people who are Tamilians can watch it. Going forward, we have lives coming in English. And Sunday, I have a live of myself with a person, a blogger named Uma. Please do join. We'll have a fun session that day as well. So thank you all. Happy weekend, guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye.